Hey, how you doing? Adam here. Date is November 9th, 2018. It's been another month since I did the last journal, but yeah. I think I want to move to like just like not worrying about it so much, because I get in these things where it's like I got to start doing them every day again. But I mean that's obviously an issue. Like I don't want to put that much pressure on myself. I've written down some journal topics though that I've accumulated over the month that I wanted to talk about, so I'm just going to start talking about them. Yeah, this one thing I wrote down: workers are looked. It's like I don't know. Ever since I guess forever I've kind of felt this way, but just more recently I felt it like really strongly. It just seems like professional people, like workers, like anybody that works a job that's like requires a uniform. Just for some reason to me, they look like they're wearing like a Halloween costume. Like I was just over my cousin's recently, and the guy that lives next door, I guess he's like a construction worker. I think my cousin's like friends with him or something. Because I haven't seen her in a while, and I just I didn't know this guy, and he's like the next door neighbor. He came over to like say hi or whatever, but I guess he just come home from work, and he was still wearing his like construction gear, and just something about it, it looked like he was wearing a Halloween costume to me. Like it just like it didn't seem real. I don't know how to, like, it felt like he was about to go onto a stage and like play a part. And there's that thing that Shakespeare says, like all the world is stage or whatever. But it's just really apparent, I think, now that like it's a functional costume, but it just looks like a Halloween costume to me. And I know that sounds like fucking like artsy fartsy, like pretentious or whatever. Well, I don't even know about artsy fartsy, but just kind of saying words. But you know what I mean. And I remember a couple years ago, actually, I was driving by this like lawyer's office. And I saw, it looked like the lawyer inside. I could see him like talking to somebody, and he was doing like these motions with his hands that, like, if you ever watch a movie, like the director's cut, like the extras in a DVD or something, and you can see like behind the scenes, and you can sit, there's like a camera filming the movie, and but it looks different because like you could, the motions of the actors and stuff, they look like exaggerated and weird, and like, wow, that's not natural looking at all. Like it's different from, I think it has something to do with the frame rate, like higher frame rates, like that sort of thing just doesn't look real, like it looks like a soap opera or something. But you can tell that the actions are, them just acting and not like authentic sort of movements, but you wouldn't be able to tell that on the actual like screen, And that's what the lawyer looked like to me as I was driving by, or I was in the passenger seat. I wasn't like driving, but like it's just something about his movements looked like like he was like just an actor on a set, and he was wearing a costume. Like and I know this is so like cliche, like been pointed out a million times, like the beginning of The Mask, like we all wear masks, but I don't know. It's like it's like maybe it's the fact that he wasn't on the job. Like he was in that context of being in, my cousin's apartment. He was just like it's just weird to see. I mean, he was maybe like 22, 23, so maybe that wasn't helping. Because you think of a construction worker, you think of like a middle-aged guy who like hates his life or whatever. But yeah, that was the first thought, that like people that wear uniforms or just any kind of distinguishing outfit for their job, they're starting to look like they're wearing a Halloween costume. Excuse me. Next thing I wrote here. I'm not motivated by negativity. Maybe. Oh yeah, I was thinking like how, because there's sometimes like people like the way that like motivation, like sometimes there's a negative motive. Like some people will be like, "Get up, you pussy!" Like, like to motivate you or whatever. I've always found that like that just, because maybe it works for other people, but for me, I've always found that that just does not work, and it always leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Cause it's just like, I don't like the idea of, like, if I stay on the ground, oh, I'm just a pussy then, cause it's like I'm avoiding a consequence rather than chasing a goal, It doesn't, it's like, it's just, even if I get up, it's just going to leave a bitter taste in my mouth. And it's like, then it's like, fuck you. Then it's like, if you listen to the person that's calling you a pussy, then it's like, there's this part of me that's like, fuck you, dude. I'm not doing a damn thing you tell me to do. So I'm cursing too much. But yeah, it's just that whole like negative thing of like the negative motivation. I find that it just doesn't work for me. So, I've been trying to avoid negativity recently, and I know that's just something people say sometimes, but like in YouTube comments and stuff, I was thinking like I had this thing I was saying to myself, like, if hell had a voice, it would be YouTube comments. Because it's just so negative, and every time I scroll down, I'll see some like unimaginably mean-spirited thing being said to the person in the video. Like just the most piercing fucking sorry, I'm cursing too much. I've noticed that I curse too much, but like the most piercing thing that you could say to someone. And it's like I feel this, oh God, because it feels almost like they're saying it to me. Like I always put myself in the position of the person in the video, because I've experienced that now. Like I've gone through the experience of having a video sort of like, get a lot of views at one time, and just like the negativity of the YouTube comments, and just feeling that like, oh my God, like it doesn't do anything for me. But it just puts me in a bad mood for the whole day, and I think that's going back to what I was saying before. Like I like negative reinforcement does nothing for me, or maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe it's like good, but YouTube comments I just can't do them. I've stopped scrolling down to read them because they're just so negative, and I can't deal with it anymore. I can't deal with that negativity. Like just this unbelievably mean-spirited things that people say that just like ruin my day. And I guess it can be like, ha ha funny, like don't take yourself so seriously, but those things hurt, man, when they're being said to you, when people are ganging up on you. Like I think that was actually the next thing I wrote down in my journal topics here. Like if sometimes you feel like you're saying something to someone and it doesn't feel like it's that much of a deal to you. Like you say something like a stupid joke, or like, fuck you, you're so stupid, or whatever. Like it doesn't feel like it's that much of a deal to you, but it really, those sorts of things can really, really hurt. Like if you sometimes, like I have this dream sometimes, and this is a dream that a lot of people have, like where you're trying to fire a gun and it just doesn't work right, and like the bullets are coming out weird. What I'm saying here, I think, is the person on the other end of those bullets that aren't coming out right, from their perspective, the bullets are coming out perfectly and piercing straight into their heart. Because you imagine sometimes, like, I want this person to feel this thing because I hate you so much, and you think like the shots that you're taking are just ineffective, but they're effective, and you have to be really careful about that because, I should say I'm saying this to myself because, I find that I've like say things that maybe they hurt more than, well, whatever. We're at 10 minutes, but, okay. Should I go on longer? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, you shouldn't I think what I'm saying is I want to stop. I want to be less negative. I feel myself over the past few years just becoming really, really negative, and I don't want to be negative anymore. I don't want to be that negative, is what I'm saying. All right. I'm done. Goodbye.